So Nick, has it been a bumpy ride with Jaguar since 1989, or has it been plain sailing?
No, plain sailing is not how I describe it. More like squalls and tornadoes, I think. Initially, it was very difficult. There was a worldwide recession starting in 1990, and unusually, there was a recession in the US, in Europe, and in Japan all at the same time. We were very, very badly hit, and as a consequence, our sales plummeted by some 60%. We also had some quality problems, and our models were aging, so we had to do quite a lot of restructuring, and that really took up until the back end of 1994. We then introduced a new saloon, and 2 years later a new sports car, the XK8, and then just 6 months ago we put in a new XJ series with a V8 engine. And fortunately, the economies have come back, our quality has improved fairly dramatically, our productivity improved, our reputation, I think.
What do you think your reputation is like with the public at the moment? It's always been very high, I think, really, with the public?
Yes, it has. Our reputation was what kept Jaguar alive, and the love of Jaguar, frankly, across the world. The dealers really service cars where they didn't know what the fix was, and nor did we. That is not the case today, but our reputation was always to produce elegant British cars that had great appeal to people. That really did keep us going.
How much freedom do you have as Jaguar Mark from your main, I suppose, family of Ford?
Well, indeed. Really, we have an awful lot of autonomy. I review our strategy and our business plan with the Ford board, and I have major reviews 3 times a year. Obviously, we go to them for major capital expenditures, and we ask for their approval. They've always approved, they've always concurred. It's a very easy relationship, and they really do respect the mark and what it means. And they respect that to be a mark into the 21st century as strong as Jaguar means that they have to let us have an awful lot of freedom.
Well, talking about the 21st century, what have you got round the corner for us? We've seen the XK8,
yep.
And that's, I believe, on a waiting list now?
Yes, it is. In fact, both the XK8 and the XJ8 are on a waiting list.
So what have we got to look forward to towards the year 2000?
Well, we've got what we call X200. I suppose that's the biggest news. It's Jaguar back into the sports saloon market, which we of course created with Mark II, the Inspector Morse John Thor car that everybody knows so well. That's a segment of the market we've been out of for some 35 years. We'll be moving back into that very early next year.
Affordable?
Oh, absolutely. It has to be fully competitive. Otherwise, today, you'll never survive in a very, very competitive market. So it will be competitively priced. I think we'll have a lot of appeal. It's instantly recognizable as a Jaguar.
And what sort of performance?
Well, not shabby. Clearly, if performance is not there in a Jaguar, it's not a real Jaguar. You can't have a pedestrian Jaguar. It's just not a concept that I think anybody would buy into. But the X200 will be everything that everybody expects and requires, and indeed deserves, in a Jaguar. And then after that, some 2 years later, we'll have X400. And this is the small car, the competitor for the BMW 3 Series, a segment we've never been in before. Will be produced in Halewood, on Merseyside, and we're proud that we can take over that plant and produce a car that I really think will cement Jaguar's position as a world-class, worldwide manufacturer.
That's towards 2000. Tonight, you're here in Cambridge. Thoughts about Cambridge and this beautiful showroom?
Absolutely stunning showroom. Really an addition to the whole Marshall lineup. And the Marshall family have been Jaguar dealers for as long as I think anybody can remember. Of course, a great name in the motor industry, and a great name here in East Anglia and in Cambridgeshire. Great friends of Jaguar, and Michael is a personal friend as well. So I'm just delighted to be here to see something that he and I talked about some 2.5 years ago, to see it in reality, and to see it as a showroom that will indeed sell our products well into the 21st century.
Thank you very much, Neil, for talking to us. I'd just like to say, wonder if I can take the XK just on a quick test drive.
Not my decision, but I'm sure that Michael would like to do that.
Thank you, Neil.
Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you very much indeed.
Not at all.
Thank you.